Hey everyone, welcome to the Tapper Snap Podcast. This is episode 7. I am one of your hosts, Derek. I'm joined by Luke. Luke, good afternoon. I missed you last week. How are you doing, man?
Man, missed you too, brother. I'm doing good, and good afternoon to you as well. We've been good. Went golfing this morning. It's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. It's been a good weekend though. How about you?
Oh man, it's been good having an extra day off. I am fortunate enough to work for a bank, so I get nearly every holiday off. I'm glad you were able to get this one off, get some much needed relaxation. I think we've both been from the work front, without revealing too much about what we do and where we work, but we've both been under some things that provide a lot of pressure at work. So I think we both kind of needed that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one of those quarters for sure. But also, not only have we been busy, but the UFC and the fighting world has been busy as hell actually the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know what I need the UFC, the MMA, the boxing world to do is to kind of get on my schedule.
Need them to slow down a little bit. Yeah,
I think we both pretty much missed the Font and Garbrandt card. I tried to. I was in Panama City. My wife's coworker's son graduated. Congrats to him. He graduated, and we took him out to eat in Panama City at Angelo's Steakhouse. I'm sure you remember us running by that big old cow.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a cow or one of those girls. I mean,
okay, moving on. I was not ready for that. Okay.
Oh no, I miss Panama City, man. We had some good times down there. But yeah,
we did. It was a good time. On my way home, I got to watch the Carla Esparza and the Jan fight and Cody Garbrandt and Rob Font. So I did get to catch those two fights on my way home.
Well, let's go ahead and dig into them. How did Carla look? I see she took the W from a crucifix, from a ground and pound from a crucifix. Jeez, how was that?
So, you and I both made some picks, and we both picked Jan, and Jan has looked super impressive ever since getting on over here to the UFC. I can't remember the last time that Carla Esparza actually looked this good. Even in the first round, you can tell. I think she was out to make a statement because this is her 5th win in a row. So you could tell she was out there making a statement and wanted a title shot, I believe. And she did it. She looked really good. Jan looked like she didn't even belong in there. Couldn't stop the takedown. It was in the pre-fight interviews and everything, it was there. Carla told her what she was going to do. She said, I'm going to take her down and I'm going to beat her up. That's exactly what she did. Jan had no answer for the takedown. So,
damn.
It was very impressive. Carla has not finished anybody in the UFC since her UFC debut against Rose Namajunas for the women's strawweight title when they did that season of The Ultimate Fighter for the strawweights for the women.
Well, that is very interesting, actually. I did not. Yeah, that is true. She's lost a couple outside of that, but damn. Well, it sounds like it was a good win for her. It sounds like it was a great win for Carla and a pretty shitty loss for Jan. But she's still 13-2. She's gonna get a shot back in 115, but it's 115, so you know how that weight class is right now. Carla will move back up in the rankings and so on and so forth.
Exactly. I think Jan will learn from this. I think she's probably going to get ready. She's probably going to start working with some really heavy wrestlers after this. After she realizes how easily she got taken down, that's going to have to be what she does.
Yeah.
She would have won that fight if it had stayed standing, but it didn't. And now there's a blueprint on how to beat her. So she's going to have to work with some wrestlers.
Damn.
Go train at AKA.
Yeah, you definitely do that. There's some killers on the ground there. Speaking of killers on the ground, how this 135 go? Font and Cody? I mean, decision unanimous Font? Was it a complete beatdown, or was it, did Cody look a little bit decent? I mean, what happened?
I wouldn't call it a complete beatdown. I do think it was I do think Rob very clearly won, but there was never a point where I thought Cody was finished or it needed to be stopped or anything. It was one of those that was, you can tell who clearly won, but it was also but it was still competitive, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I definitely think that Cody, bless his heart, he needs to do something. He didn't even look that good against the Sun Sal until he had that dropping his head overhand right to knock him out.
True, and that was one of those. I don't call him knockout lucky because their knockout is a knockout, or all knockouts can be lucky, but got pretty lucky with it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where he really goes from here. Rob definitely looked good. He's also one, though, that if you take a look at the rankings, I don't really know what you do with him either. You got Aljamain Sterling, who's obviously going to fight Piotr Jan when he comes back. Sandhagen's booked. There's Jose Aldo, maybe. But I think Jose Aldo is booked against Pedro Munoz. He just beat Garbrandt. He's beat Moraes. There's Frankie Edgar, who's on a loss. The bantamweight division is kind of crowded, so I don't know what you do with Font. I think you just wait and see what happens.
It's very crowded. Very crowded. Well, I mean, he's just going to have to sit back and chill for a little bit, honestly.
Yeah. For Cody, I think if Sean O'Malley gets the win in his next fight, I would love to see him matched up with Sean O'Malley.
That would be nuts.
I think O'Malley would have the reach would use the distance to really pick Cody Garbrandt apart and knock him out. Anyway, that's basically it that I saw on that card. I can't really speak to any of the other fights. I do know that we went 2-3 on our picks. I would have been 2-4, and you would have technically been 3-3. But the Paiava and Dvorak fight, Dvorak fought, but Paiava got replaced. So we just we decided, you and I, to scrap that one, and we both just went 2-3 on the picks.
Yeah, it's bullshit because I still beat your ass, but I'll take it. It is what it is. My guy was just better. It wouldn't have mattered. So,
hey, you called the Font matchup. You called that one. So,
yeah, I know.
That's okay. I'm gonna go 6-0 on this next card, and you ain't gonna have anything to say about it.
If you go 6-0 on the next card, I'll buy you a month's supply of whatever beer you want.
How about, that's tempting. How about you buy me 2 bags of 10-pound frozen chicken breast?
Why the fuck would I buy you 10 pounds of frozen chicken breast?
Well, just before
20
we
pounds.
started...
20 pounds.
Oh, 20 pounds.
You said 2 20-pound bags or 2 10-pound bags?
Yeah, 2 10-pound bags.
Okay, so yeah, 20 pounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, right before we started filming, I had to, recording, I guess is a better word. I was cleaning the kitchen. I was meal prepping for the week. I got some chicken breasts I cut up. I got some broccoli. Got some brown rice made. So, I'll take some bags of chicken breasts.
That sounds like hell.
Or coffee. Either one.
Okay, I'll get you some coffee. I'll get you some coffee and some chicken breast.
Okay, cool. Anybody else who listens to this is going to think I'm a damn idiot for not taking that bet, but whatever.
Alright, well, do you want to go ahead and jump ahead? We can jump into Vegas 28, or do you want to cover anything else in the meantime?
I ain't got anything on that one. We can go ahead and talk about Vegas 28, Rosenstrike versus Sakai. I don't know how much of this one I'm going to get to watch. I have something going on Saturday that I plan on that's going to have my attention. But there's definitely a couple of fights on here that I want to talk about. Someone I'm a pretty big fan of, kind of a homer, you know how I am. So definitely got Walt Harris I want to talk about and so forth.
Absolutely, I'm with you. There's a few names on here that stick out, and there's a few that don't. But there's a couple of records on here that stick out as well, with some of those names that don't. So I think I'm going to kick it off. Tom Breeze and then Antonio Araro. Yeah, there you go.
Yo, back when we took Spanish, I didn't know you could roll your R's. What was
Arr,
that?
arr,
Dang, Felipe. Okay.
arr. That's the butcher in it. But anyways, um, I'm excited about this middleweight. It should be a good fight. I like Tom Breeze. I've watched him a few times now. He's a scrappy little kid. He's not a little kid, but he's scrappy. He's smaller than I am, and that's because I'm fat. But he is coming off that loss to Akhmedov. So that was a pretty nasty triangle choke that he got, arm triangle choke he got caught in. But I think this is his bounce back. At the same time, Antonio is he's also coming. He's coming off 2 losses actually. I remember that Darren Wynn fight. That was a decent fight. I didn't watch that Muniz fight, so I'm a little worried about him. But I think Tom Breeze might have this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Tom Breeze also. I think he's a little more well-rounded. I don't think he'll get the submission. If Andre Muniz couldn't submit him, who just broke Jacare's arm, I don't think Tom Breeze is going to be able to submit him, but I do think he can take a decision. So I'm actually with you on that one. I've been watching Tom Breeze for a few years now. I'm a pretty big fan of his.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
My goodness. Okay.
He needs to walk. If he doesn't walk out of that song, I'm gonna be very disappointed in him.
Well, to save your disappointment, I would probably not watch the fight. Moving on. So we have Dusko Todorovic and Gregory Rodriguez. Is that correct?
Yes, Dusko and Gregory. It's another middleweight that we're gonna have our hands on in 185.
Well, to be honest, I don't know too much about either one of these. Taking a look at Dusko, he's 1-1 in the UFC with a win on the Contender Series. Last fight he lost on UFC on ABC 1, which was a knockout or TKO due to punches. And Gregory is making his UFC debut, and he had previously lost on the Contender Series.
Yeah, but he also just won 10 days ago.
Whoa, okay. I didn't see that.
He won 10 days ago in the LFA. Against Josh Fremd. Okay, that's an interesting one. And hell, 2 months before that, he also fought again. So that's very interesting.
Huh. Okay. So do you think that hurts him, having to make that weight cut? I don't know how big he naturally is, but having to cut weight twice, I personally think that really affected Davison Figueiredo in his fight against Brandon Moreno, having to cut weight twice in a row like that. Do you think that could be a factor?
It very well could be. It absolutely could be. No, that's interesting.
I think I'm gonna go Todorovic here. I think that could be a factor, and he could come in a little more fresh. And since he's getting to not do 2 weight cuts in a row, I'm going with Dusko here.
That's fine. I'm gonna go with Gregory actually. I think that coming off 2 wins this quick might be changing of the way that we see fights. Honestly, like, there's a lot of people turning around and fighting quick. Some of them are doing good. Some of them are doing pretty poorly. But I think that's learning from mistakes and learning how to condition, to fight a lot. So I'm gonna go Gregory on this one. I'd just like to see it. I think he'll probably be the underdog, pretty hardcore. Dusko's, he is 10-1 overall, but I would be interested to see the lines. So I'm gonna go Gregory. You can go Dusko. Let's trust go.
All right. Okay.
Sweet. So following them up, we're gonna have a little welterweight battle going on between Santiago. I'm not gonna butcher your last name, Santiago, and Miguel Baeza. This looks like it should be a pretty interesting one. I'm gonna be honest. 10-0 Miguel, 27-4 Santiago. So you got a guy that's